Hey, welcome back, everybody. Welcome back to Actors Endurance, your number one podcast for the resilient artist. And today, like every 1st and the 15th of every month, we're dropping new gems. We're giving you guys great information so that you can continue on your journey. And our topic today is, what are we talking about today, Marlon?
We're talking about all about headshots.
All about headshots. What you know about that? You're listening to Actors Endurance, a podcast that inspires actors to never give up on their passion and find ways to continue to grow within the entertainment industry. My name is Shanette Wilson, and I'm an actress, and my co-host is Marlon Hargrave, and he is a teaching artist. And together, we are Actors Endurance. So, headshots. If you are an actor, you know what a headshot is, or at least you should. Now, if you're just starting out, then, well, you're going to find out by the end of this episode what you need, how to get it, and how to use it. So your headshot is the first thing that people see when you are representing yourself or submitting for a role. So your headshot should represent you. Now, how do you find that you in order to even take the headshot in the first place? Because before the headshot, you have to know who you are and what you're portraying or what your brand is. You'll hear that a lot. What is your brand? What is your type? So you need to know that, because the cheerleader is different from the serial killer, is different from the policeman, is different from the sassy side chick. You need to know what these things are, right? What do you think, Marlon?
Yes, I think that you have to get to know your type or you have to know how you appear to people. And that's really one of the bigger things. So, as a beginning actor or even as a seasoned actor, you should ask people, when you see me, what do I look like to you? What kind of person do I look like to you? Because more than likely, that will be the roles that you'll be submitted for. So
Mhm.
if you're a big kind of burly person or something like that, you're going to get roles that people who look like that are going to portray. So if you have a big beard and you have tattoos and things like that, more than likely you're not going to be casted as a business person.
That's
They may not put you in a suit unless you're a convict or something like that. So you definitely want to know how you appear to people, and those are the roles that you should probably seek first, and then think about expanding your horizons.
mm-hmm. Definitely. And I would say, in finding your type and finding your brand, find people that don't know you. They're going to give you the most honest, straightforward, real opinion of how you present yourself. So either go on some blind dates or just be in the park and ask strangers what kind of energy you give off and what kind of vibe, or what are some of the things that they can see you as. Maybe ask them to guess your profession, you know, something along
Hmm.
those lines. You go in the park and be like, hey, can you guess my profession? Can you guess what I do for a living? I took a class one time and they had everyone get in the class. Nobody knew each other. It was on the first day. So all you would do is you would sit in a chair with your back facing everyone. When the instructor told you to, you would stand up, turn around, and you would just say, hi. I would say, hi, my name is Shanette Wilson. And then I would turn around, sit back down, and then everyone would write down, what they thought I could play. And it was
Hmm.
crazy. They got me to a T. Everyone said
Hmm.
military. I can see her as a biker chick. She's the girl that would steal your girlfriend. So I get all those, lawyer, police, military. I got all those, and I was like, okay, that's wonderful. It's everything that I want to play. So it was perfect. But all again, strangers. All I said was my name, so they're reading my energy. They're judging me based off of how I'm dressed, how I speak, the tone, everything matters. So definitely find some strangers to help you assess yourself. Another thing is, what are some of the things that you love and truly love to do or are good at? Like, who are you outside of, the stage? What are your passions? What do you gravitate towards? That will also help you.
And keep those two things separate, unless they line up with each other, meaning that if someone tells you that's how you look, if you look like the mother type, but you want to be, the lead actress, or you want to be the ingenue, or you want to be the sexy woman, you may not be that. You may not appear that way on film. So, or even stage for that matter, commercials, especially commercials. If you're a particular type for commercials, then you're going to end up kind of playing that type, but you will work.
Hmm.
So you have desires of who you think you are and who you want to be and the roles that you want to play versus what people see you as and what you will play, at least in the beginning. I like to think of myself as a nice guy. I get roles where I'm not a nice guy. And, people will look at me and say, oh, you look like the criminal, you look like this, that, and the other. And I have to grin and bear it sometimes. So it's like, okay, if I have to play this person here, then I'll work on playing another person. And we'll get into this a little bit later. But when you're doing your personality pictures, as Shanette mentioned, you want to know who you are, and what people or what you may think that you are. You can do that in your personality shots, but your headshot needs to be geared more towards what you can get immediately.
Yes, yes, I would definitely agree with everything you said. And people, just don't be delusional, okay? Don't be delusional. And I'm tired of people,
Mhm.
oh, I can do everything. No, you can't. Just stop that. Really, just stop it. Stop it. Focus on your main strengths. That's focus on who you truly are at your core, you know, and you'll go a lot further than being delusional. And either way, you'll learn. So you learn the hard way, or you listen to us and get it the easy get it the easy way. So yeah, so that's basically how you find your brand. Now when you go to take your headshots, everything matters. Everything matters, from the type of photographer that you choose, indoor, outdoor lighting, spaces. That makes a big difference. The clothing options, the colors, your hairstyle, your hair, just everything matters. So we are going to break it down for y'all so that you have a full understanding of how to do this thing. So, where should we start, Marlon? Where should we start with?
I always start with how to pick the photographer, and it's just a quick list. You want to look at the photographer's portfolio, and you also want to look to see what kind of headshots they take. Um, with me, with photographers, a lot of photographers will say, "Well, I take headshots, but they take glamour shots," or they don't necessarily know how to coach an actor through that process. I mean, you have to go in and say, "Hey, give me this look or give me that look," and I would prefer that they had a studio and they did outside shots. So you want to see like outside. I also look at whether they took pictures with people that had wrinkled stuff on or their hair wasn't done. Is kind of letting me know what kind of photographer it is. Most photographers I have filmed with or have taken my pictures, um, I look for light meters. I look for the lighting equipment. I also look, yep, there's your light meter there. I also look to see if they are in a studio. And if they are in a studio, then do they have things where you can rest your arm on, or do they have different options within that studio? How clean is the studio? How many lenses do they have? Like all of those things matter because when you're outside and you want to take different shots, you're going to have to switch those lenses.
Okay, real quick for the people that don't know, Marlon, what is a light meter?
A light meter really, as far as I know, it measures the degree of light in the room, and it also keeps the light consistent so that if you switch your head over, you can see that now my shadows are different. So the light meter helps the continuity of the light to make sure that the shadows and make sure that you're well lit and you're lit naturally. That means a lot because if it's too dark or oversaturated with light or color, it's not going to come out good. And I need to rewind a little bit and say that Shanette in the beginning said that it represents you, your headshot. It is the first thing that they see. So it's almost like a car or something. If someone sees your car and it's really junky and messy, they're not going to take you seriously. So if your headshots don't look well, then they're going to say that this person doesn't care enough about how they look. They're not going to care enough about how they act. So please beware that that's why we're emphasizing a good photographer because it's a first impression and you only get that once, right?
Yes, and then the photographer studio should look
Yes.
something similar to this, if not much better. But you see they have multiple lights, uh, and it does look, fairly natural. But photographer should have you very well lit naturally. And also, so outside of the, picking a great photographer, VQuest1 Studios, the best photographer. He's out of Rhode Island. His name is Abu. So make sure you guys reach out to him, VQ1studios.com. I'm gonna go ahead and drop it on down here. So y'all, if you're looking for headshots, he's an amazing photographer because you want a photographer that talks to you, that relates to you, that can pull whatever needs to be pulled out of you so you can get the best photo possible. So yeah, definitely. He's amazing. And outside of the photographer, you definitely want to, if you're going to do your own makeup, that's wonderful. But if you get it done, either way, it should be the same, natural. You should not be heavily made up. Now, there's a small room for this small window of, okay, yeah, you can be made up if that's what you look like every single day. If every single day you put on a boatload of makeup, then sure, take your headshots like that. But if not, keep your headshots really natural. Less is more. But most of you want to do that because when they're looking at you, a lot of times they want to see your skin. They want to see what you truly look like. So, heavy makeup definitely is a big deterrent, unless it's for a specific shot. So definitely keep your makeup natural and your clothing. Hopefully, you know what colors look great on you. But if you don't, you should find that out, figure that out ASAP because you want colors that you want to basically just go with the neutral colors. So for the headshots, you want to do like like a darker, not too dark, but like a green or like a nude, or you can do red. Stay away from like white. Black is good, especially for like the darker characters. Like a mauve, like a light pink. Uh yeah, and it also depends on the role. If you're playing bubbly characters, you want more light bright colors. If it's commercials, you want more light bright colors. Um, and with commercials, I would say probably shoot in at least one red, one blue because of the different brands. So if you do a Target commercial, don't shoot it in a blue shirt. Don't even submit the blue shirt because Target's colors are what? Red. So you want to be really mindful of those things as far as like colors are concerned, but the soft and no patterns, people. Like this, you don't wear this for a headshot session. You do not. So you want it plain. You want all your you want to make sure that your neckline isn't too high up to where now it cuts my neck off, or too low to where it just makes everything look at now it's like a little way too long. I'm not very busty either, so it's not really accenting anything. It just kind of makes it look awkward. So you want to make sure your necklines are in proportion to your body size and shape. So that very, very, very important. No turtlenecks. Okay, no turtlenecks. You can do a tank top, which is fine. Just make sure that they're shooting low enough to where they get the whole tank top and it's not just cut off right here, so then they can't tell. So and we're going to give you guys some examples as well. Layers is also great for so you know, tank top with a little jacket over it, or you know, either a t-shirt with a jacket or a sweater or a suit jacket. Layers are always good because not only do they well, they basically just add more detail. They add more detail to your outfit, so it just makes it look much better. So always remember layers. What else? What else? Dun, 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 dun.
Yes, and when you're picking out your clothes, you want to pick out your personality shots, and
Mhm.
then you want to pick out the ones that are going to be your standard shots. So your standard shot, I would recommend no makeup, no jewelry. The reason, or eyeglasses, unless you really wear them, and even eyeglasses, get the ones with the lenses out
Yes.
so that you won't get the glare back on there. What happens with jewelry and makeup and those things is it takes you out of being neutral. It actually, if I put on a pair of glasses and a hat, I look like something totally different than what you see now. So just know that I would use those things for, my personality, or if I wanted to play a lawyer or something like that, or a teacher, I would put the glasses on. But if I just want a regular headshot, then I keep that as neutral as possible. Also, this goes back to us talking about what type you are. Um, your clothes are going to make who you are in that picture. So if you do want to play a detective, make sure that, and Shanetta and I, we've gone over this before. We're on a set trying to look for stuff that she could wear as a detective. Sometimes those gray blazers and other blazers just don't work, because a gray blazer, you look more like a social worker.
Yeah.
With a dark blazer, you look more like an officer, or so, so you have to be very distinctive and very specific about the looks that you're giving, and the way that you wear your hair, everything. No hair in the face. And this is not a glamour shot. This is your face. They want to, like Shanette mentioned, they want to be able to see your skin tone and things like that. If you are someone who makes your face up and your skin, your face is different than your neck, I think it's a problem.
Yes, it is a
So
problem.
make sure that the tones of your makeup actually work as well. And for guys who don't really wear makeup, I would still suggest you do a foundation that matches your skin so that you're not too shiny in that shot.
Yeah,
You
so
know,
your
so
skin,
you
yeah, to appear even as well. That's the main thing, you know, for the foundation. So your skin appears nice and even. Um, they don't have to retouch it, so it's not really blotchy or anything like that. And real quick, we'll give some. Here are some examples of good, the bad, and the ugly. So,
yes. I'm not necessarily a fan of the top of the head being cut off like that. Some photographers do it, some don't. I'm not really a fan, but I do like the young lady that's down there in the corner with the dog. That's a personality shot. And what she's telling us is that she's not only a dog lover, but I would use her for a commercial that had a dog or an animal because she's letting me know that's part of her personality. Now, as a headshot, as a regular standard everyday headshot, that's not recommended. But you also want to take these personality shots so that your agent and your manager can see you in a different light because they're not going to imagine you. I'm not going to imagine that lady as a dog lover. So you got to put a dog in there to let me know she loves dogs. Then I can see her. So
mhm.
there's a difference in trying to imagine somebody in something and actually seeing them in a role. So you want to not overdress. If you're looking like a construction worker, I don't want to see a hard hat, a leather belt with you holding a hammer. No, that's not what that's about. You want to look like a construction worker, wear a shirt that they would wear, groom the way that they would groom.
Yeah, exactly. That's why the best thing is just to keep it simple. And so the lady with the dog, that is a great shot for a role where she's playing a dog owner, dog lover. And now I would say if you go the on the opposite corner up in the top with the lady with the hand, That's not necessarily a good shot because your hand is distracting, it's taken away from your face. Uh yeah, her head is cut off. Some photographers do that. I'm not a fan either, but you want to take your hands out of the shot. It's not necessarily a good shot, but I would say the one next to her, that's a better shot. Uh
Yes.
you can see her whole face. You can kind of see her personality. Um yeah.
And it has scenery,
Mhm.
which is a great thing. I do like the top row with the scenery.
Yeah.
Um,
Mhm.
all the hairs out of the face. Now I'm going to go to the bottom row, third one over, with the lady in the blue. That's a personality shot as well. They may look like a headshot, but the jewelry makes me look. It has me looking at her more like a character, more of a spiritual person, or someone who's more earthy. But if she's going for a lawyer, I would never buy her as a lawyer just because of her jewelry and the shirt that she's wearing. Now, if she was wearing what the young lady in the green on the brick wall is wearing, now I'm seeing loyal, I'm seeing someone of more prestige, or, because the way that she's dressed lets me know that there's more of a professional side to her. And we would look for her to possibly be regal, with the brooch. I think that's a brooch on her where she has that. But all in all, not a bad headshot. I think the most standard one is the young lady on the bottom row who's with the red hair.
Yes. Now that would be the best one for an actual headshot. Everything from the background to her look, her smile, her eyes, everything is engaging for sure. I think that one out of all eight, that would be the winner for the actual headshot because everything is in alignment, for sure. And we have another, let's see, we give another quick set of examples. Now, all of these have the same color background, so I guess you can't go wrong. But does it complement everyone's skin tone? I would say no. I think a couple of these people
No.
probably should have chosen a different background color so that the headshot pops and it stands out and doesn't blend in so much. But
Yes, there's also a guy down there with glasses. You can see the glare in there. You can't see his eyes. Um, and again, if you wear glasses, then get a frame that looks good on you that pokes. You take the lenses out to prevent that. So when you show up in an audition with glasses, they're not thrown off.
yes. And then outside of the glasses being thrown off, you can't really see his eyes. His head is tilted back, if you notice that. When you guys take headshots, your head should be tilted down slightly
Mm-hmm.
so that they
Not
really
up.
engage in your eyes. Because with his head tilted back, not only did it cause even more of a glare, but his hair looks funny. So when you look at
Yes.
the picture, you're so distracted by the glasses and the hair, and you can't really see his eyes that you're taken completely out of, out of everything, out of the whole mystery of, like, I don't know what he could play or who he is. You're just so distracted by those things. So just make sure that
Hmm.
it doesn't necessarily have to be jewelry or props. It could just be, bad angles and, your glasses throwing it off. So just make sure you're not doing that. And I would say, who would we give the winner to on this one?
The
Ooh,
lower left-hand corner, in my opinion, looks looks the best. The angle, where she is, the hair, and the darker background makes her pop out a little bit more.
yes.
Um, the
Yeah.
lighter backgrounds on the other ones, and actually, I like the young lady, the second one over on the top row. That's not that's not bad. The way that she's dressed and everything, I still think the other side of it, the other side of I guess they're trying to do a gradient or something. That doesn't bid well for her. But those two shots are my favorite.
Okay. I'll definitely agree with the young lady on the bottom. And outside of that, I would say the young man next to the lady that you're talking about. I feel like the
Hmm.
background complements his skin tone. You can still see his eyes, nice and warm and inviting. The only critique I would say is to have his head tilted down a little bit, since his head is tilted up. You kind of
Yeah,
lose a little bit of him.
that's
But yeah.
yeah.
Hmm.
And even a head tilt, that is a sign of a character. It really is because
Hmm.
if I do an expression like this, or if as soon as I tilt my head, it reads something different, just like a pair of glasses. So as you're taking these pictures, just you can kind of practice at home too. Practice, take pictures on your own, and dress in front of your mirror. And kind of see how these things really look, and then look at other headshots
For
if
sure.
you have
And,
any kind of questions.
yeah, and before we wrap this thing up, I'm gonna give you some good examples of some good headshots. So you should always have your basic, standard, regular number one headshot that represents you well. Uh, this is me. I love to play lawyers, military, some kind of assassin, just some kind of like bad character where I'm like, I don't know, killing people, beating, being mean, cussing them out. I don't know. I just kind of like those characters. And I guess when people meet me, they can see that too. So so you have this one, just more serious, straight head on, and you also have the smiling in the same outfit. Um, let me see. And then also, we can play the, what would you call this? The lawyer, the businesswoman, that type of character.
Yeah, prosecutor, something like that. Looks more like a prosecutor right now.
Yeah. And then this one, maybe I could be some kind of thug thief. Yeah.
Yep,
Yeah.
bodyguard, strong arm.
Yeah. I'm in the
Uh,
Marvel universe and, I get injected with super strength or something. And
yeah, Marvel characters, superheroes, yes.
yeah.
And nowadays, you should probably have a superhero shot if you can embody that.
Yeah. And then we move on to more commercial. Commercial, like I said, the bright colors, the smile, lovely, engaging. And then also with the glasses, no glare. Uh,
Yep, no glare.
mm-hmm. And then you have more
And
of a,
that puts you as a that last one was like a young mom or something like that, the one
oh,
with the glasses.
mm-hmm.
Young mom actually maybe looking like a student or, someone who's in a learning environment, office worker,
Yeah.
so goes different from being somebody who looks like they're about to kill you to somebody who looks like they're about to read you a story. But
Mm-hmm.
that's the difference.
And then you go to the more sarcastic character, more of a character shot. And it's not a huge look, but it's a small look. I'm not doing too much, but
Hmm.
I'm doing enough to where they can see. And it's mostly in the eyes, even though I'm, perking my
Yep.
lips. It's mostly in the eyes. And then also you go to, the little sexy, bad, no nonsense, boss chick. So they,
Hmm.
yeah. So that's a nice little example of some great headshots. Like I said, mostly you want to have your main one with a smile. You gotta have your commercial. Very important to have a full body. Game changer.
Hmm.
Game changer.
It
So,
is.
and make sure you always know it's all in the eyes. You want to have some uh, really clear thoughts in your mind when you're taking your headshot, so you know what you're portraying, what you want to come across. And
Yeah, and forgive that sound. I don't know what that is.
um, it might be the Zoom. Do we have connection? Mm.
Yeah, I think there's something wrong with the
Oh,
What's
gotta
wrong with
get
the
that.
bizzle?
Boom, gotta
Must have been the atom
get
creeping in there.
boom.
That's right. The atom of the day, the blow up, the acting tip of the moment. And
Okay.
since we're talking about headshots and resumes, um, my advice is iron your clothes, do not party the night before, and definitely do not drink wine. In particular, do not drink wine. It will show on your face. You'll get bags. It's something about red wine. I've heard about white wine, but red wine in particular, throughout my entire career, I've been warned about that. Do yourself a favor, drink plenty of water the night before, get plenty of rest, and have inner monologues just in case not the director, I'm sorry, the photographer cannot get the look that you need. And know when you go into that session, you need looks. You have to have them. So you can have a roll of 120 flicks, but if it's not what you need, then you wasted your money. So just keep that in mind.
Yes, yes, yes. Always show up with something. Always, always. Have lots of colors. Like I said, no patterns, plain colors, neutral colors. Have a variety of those. You don't really need bottoms. You can just keep, one pair of pants. Well, actually, you want to have that one full body shot. So whatever that is, make sure you have a top and a bottom for that. And layers, y'all. Layers, layers, layers. It's
And
amazing.
seasons, seasons.
Yes.
This is not a winter look. This is not, So if you, and this is why you should take headshots at least 2 to 4 times a year, especially when you're looking at the seasons. But you can do what Shanette said, and if you layer it down, you can have a spring look, a summer look, But more than likely, you should change it every 6 months. You should go back in and get some new ones.
Oh yeah. And then outside of the seasons, you want to also have period looks. So, I can use this for the old, what was that? Like, I don't even know, the
The
60s,
30s,
30s.
20s,
Yeah.
yeah.
So you want to have period looks as well. Just a small little tip for y'all before we go. Because we love y'all and we're here to give you all this free information, put you on the free games, so that you're living your absolute best life doing what you love to do. I know, but you're trying to give them the love, Marlon. I know we giving them love twice a month and then every week on Sunday with the free script analysis class. So listen, y'all.
Boom.
Yes, yes. If you haven't gone to the website yet, go to the website, shop now, buy now. We got these wonderful merch here for y'all. And before we go, boop, we got the quote of the day. So the quote of the day is going to be by one of my favorites, Angelina Jolie. Oh, that woman is great. She is great, and she is a bad mama jamma. Angelina said, make bold choices and make mistakes. Did y'all hear that? Make bold choices and make mistakes. It's all those things that add up to the person you become. And you're amazing. So why wouldn't you want to become you, a better version of you, a more skillful, knowledgeable you? So make bold choices and make mistakes. It's all those things that add up to the person you become. So y'all go out there, do some great things, and get on actionendurance.com, buy some merch. Until next time, y'all. Until next time.
All right.